Hey y'all.
What's up?
So, as I said before, this is a redo because the first video was pretty ass. Didn't really feel no hot and no spiciness to this pickle, so we're gonna redo it. We spiced it a little bit, you know, we added some little hot sauce.
A lot of things. We had a lot.
Hot sauces.
So all we did was Takis and hot Doritos, which are pretty hot normally to most people.
We added
alone.
jalapenos. Right, gonna do this thing.
We're gonna die today, and we're gonna discuss some stuff because we come into New Year's, and I'm probably posting this after New Year's. I don't know.
You could.
Doesn't matter. And we're just gonna talk about some stuff. Moving on, holidays, struggling, 22 as a whole. You know, good 15, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. Just gonna let the conversation flow. You know, it's no real purpose, but just to everybody that's listening to reflect and think back on some stuff that they might have went through this year. Feel me?
I'm a spicy queen, so it's like, yeah. I got my little drink, little 5% alcohol drink.
So it's a little cooler.
Yeah, so.
Hopefully, take the pain away.
Did you add this?
Oh yeah, a little Old Bay.
Old Bay.
Ew.
Hey, baby.
Okay. Pickle.
Got hot pickle,
Takis,
Doritos, jalapenos,
sriracha, and
hot sauce,
and Old Bay.
And Old Bay.
Old
Bay, bay, bay.
All right, let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To the New Year's.
I don't know. It's like one of them things that might sneak up on you. Get ready.
Ready?
Where your jalapeno at?
It's in there.
Oh.
Ready? Man, white. My eyes water just a little bit. Just a little bit of water, man. It's definitely hotter. Not hot enough though.
Not hot enough.
Even for me. I want to make a video and just like, you know, talk about stuff. I was gonna make it on my own channel, but I'll probably just do it anyway by myself and just expand on more stuff personally. But let's talk about it together. Because we both been through some mess and we can make some points and whatnot. And the thing is this, like, as we practice, or me, but now, you know, your personal reasons for why this is your first year. But as I practice trying not to be a bum and be miserable during the holidays, and I mean every holiday, you know, I just start to get a little bit of closure each year and get a little bit better each year at getting through the holidays. Because for me personally, it's hard. And I know it's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people struggle with the holidays. A lot of people don't care at all. I don't either. But one thing I gotta tell people, and I remind myself, is like, one, don't ruin it for nobody else. It's like, just because you're not having a good time or you're miserable and stuff is going wrong in your life, past, present, or whatever, don't make the holiday more difficult than it already gotta be. Some people get all cranky and just, you know, they got traumatic things that happen that ruin the experience for them. So it's hard for them. And then, but sometimes people just take it too far and they lash out and they say things and go on about the holidays is fake and this and that. And yeah, sometimes we all know people fake around the holidays, every holiday. All of a sudden people want to be family. All of a sudden people want to be friends. All of a sudden people want to be with a group that they usually don't even probably hang out with. Just because of the holidays, because it's so much pressure around people during the holidays, because it's like, well, I got people, I have people I hang around with, I have a family, I have friends, you know, and you gotta, especially because social media, you want to show it off and all that stuff. You don't have to. Right. So that's the other side of the conversation. But how you feel about these holidays? I mean,
well, as we recently,
and what you been learning.
Okay. Yeah. As we've like recently been talking, like how I recently told you that before I'm like where I come from, like how my lifestyle was in my side of family, because we discuss how, you know, he was raised different than how I was raised. Like holidays wasn't that big deal to his family, but holidays was to my family. And we actually did like the traditional stuff. But this year is obviously different. Recently my dad had passed away in June. So that definitely hit hard, because like not only just that, even before my dad passed away, like things wasn't already, if things were already like, I wouldn't say falling apart, but people were like growing up, getting old, you know, all that stuff. So it's like, it wasn't the same like as it used to be when I was young. And as I was like young, I used to always tell people like, oh, why are you not happy on the holidays? It's the best time of the year to be happy. There's no reason to be sad. Like I never understood that at all, because I never had got that. I didn't have a reason to feel sad for the holidays until like it hit me hard. And not only that my dad passed away, it was just like, oh my God, I get it. I used to always be like not understanding people that was like that, that's like that till this day. But now I get it, and now I feel it, and now I'm just like, I see why like some people feel like holidays ain't shit to them no more.
Let's be real
or
though.
whatever.
Let's be real though, right? You wasn't trying to debate with me, but you was giving me a hard time.
I definitely
You
did.
gave me a hard time about this.
I did.
Not gonna front.
I swear. I never was trying to see it from your point of view, but I get it. And then it's like, you know, you got to give me credits that the fact that I was like, you know what, I get it now. I understand now, because I didn't get it before and I didn't understand it before, but now I do. So I can understand why, and I can respect why. And it's like, that's the same as you understanding why I'm so into holidays and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like you respect it, you understood it. So you didn't like try to like, put down that Christmas tree. No, we're not wearing nothing. No matching pajamas. Like you wasn't like that. You supported me. But that's where I was like, I had to work my way into supporting you while you're not into it. So therefore I didn't want to pressure you into doing holiday tradition stuff if you didn't want to do it. So I was like, always I had to ask you like, oh, is it okay if we do like Christmas, you know, we watch Christmas movie, if I make hot chocolate, is it okay if I play this Christmas song or whatever? And you was okay with it because you didn't feel pressured. You respected it because you knew Christmas is my favorite holiday, so you respect that. But you also felt the need to, if you felt like you was pressured, you'll let me know. But
the moment the weather changes and people start putting lights up and people start wearing, you know, sweaters and shirts and clothes and things that, like accessories that reflect Thanksgiving and Christmas and, you know, any holiday, 4th of July, all that stuff. Like, it's just, every holiday is a problem. Like, but obviously these year-end holidays is the worst. Because, you know, they mean more. And, you know, it's like, you know, as the holidays go on throughout the year, they get more serious. Like, you know, nobody really think about that in that way. It's like, you know, smaller things, President's Day, Columbus Day, blah, blah, 4th of July, you know, Memorial Day.
I think like this, like these type of holidays, Christmas and all that, it is more serious because not only that, it may not be because people don't like the holidays, but it could also feel the pressure of feeling like you need to get somebody something.
Yeah, I mean, and it's always like that. And Valentine's Day, it's like, you know, I mean, well, if you're in a relationship, you know, Valentine's Day, you're supposed to get something to your relationship if you're in a relationship, and not you just give it to a family member that you love and stuff like that. Or you could do all the above or whatnot, you know, that's up to you. This year is like, you know, I was prepared mentally to do stuff.
And then things didn't go
it's
as
just like
planned.
stuff didn't work.
Right.
And it's like, that was...
And was that, can
that,
you say
yeah,
that was
yeah, that was annoying. And that was frustrating. That it's like, I'm trying to participate and
you trying to get into it.
And this is our first time really doing stuff.
Right. And you trying to get into it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's funny that you said that. It's like the same way how I prep myself into if things not going well or if we don't do the festivities that, if we don't do certain festivities, it's okay. Like, don't dwell on it. Don't get upset about it. it's not only that I was prepping myself for you, but it's like I always was prepping myself for this, because it's like I already had a feeling this was going to be a hard holiday for me, for the simple fact it's the first time without my dad. So it's like I had to, it's like I maintained this positive energy, but then I knew on the inside I was broken. I was sad, I was depressed, and it's like the person that I want here isn't here anymore. So it's like I also can't lie to myself neither, you know. So I'm like, you know, you expecting that because that's how I am. But me, I'm just like, if things don't go as planned, all well, you know. Like, I'm just like, that's just where I was at with it, because I just didn't have the energy to even like, come on everyone, we having a party, let's do this, like, let's go. Like, no. Like, don't get me wrong, I was sad, you know, I was crying, blah blah blah. It's part of my depression and stressed out, thinking about my dad a lot. So it just was like, I knew that already. I already knew this was coming. So
I'm changing my tolerance and being more patient and open to the holidays and trying to do things because that's what you want to do. And it's challenging, but it's like, you know, and it's fine, but it's like, it's not like it still don't hurt. It's still like, it's not like there's no pressure. And it's not no pressure from you. It doesn't, it's not about you. Like, even before we got in a relationship, it's always hurt. And I mean, that's basically the next part of the conversation, is that just as a family as whole, like, you know, the reason why for me it's difficult for whoever's listening is like, I lost my grandfather at a young age. He was the pillar of my family. You know, he came through whenever we needed him, whenever he had time. I mean, he had another family, like marriage, things like that. But, you know, he came, he fixed things around the house, he brought food, he came in to check on everybody, whatever, after work or whenever he just had time, whatever the case may be. And he took us out fishing, he did a lot with us, and he held everybody together in a way. You know, I found out things that shocked me, surprised me about him over this year. And, you know, it doesn't change the way I look at him or anything, but it's like, you know, it makes you wonder about the reason why good moments mean so much, or even why it's hard to accept good moments, not just for me, but like even for my mom or my aunts or my grandma, because the person who made such good memories also was a difficult person at times. And it makes you question the memories that you do have. But for me, above everything else, when it comes to Christmas especially, and just getting together, it's like, he's not there, he hasn't been there. And the last good Christmas I had was a long, long time. You know, explaining and having to go through losing somebody that you care about as a kid, that's traumatic, that hurts. You know, it take you your whole life to get over it. But for me, it's just like, that's the last time we had a Christmas tree, and we had presents, and we had music, and you know, even if everybody didn't come to our house, family members would just stop by and go to other family members' houses and things, and it was okay. And nobody had a problem. There was no arguments. There was no beefs, or at least it wasn't on the table, and it wasn't the focus, and it wasn't in the air so much that
it wasn't like, oh, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, there's no elephant in the room type stuff, and I hate that. Like, it feels fake when you hang out and you meet with people or family and at work, or it doesn't matter, it could be a work party or something like that, and you know, people do stuff at their jobs, and it's just like, I already just work with y'all. Like, y'all not my friends. Like, why would I want to throw a Christmas party with y'all? Why do I want to go to a staff party, such and such? Like, if you're not really feeling your work, your team like that at your job, your colleagues, why would you do that?
Right.
And same thing with your friends. Why go hang out with people, even if they're your friends or not? Why go hang out with people for a party for any cause? And it's like, you don't want to be there.
Right.
And
you know, you don't really have the energy to. You ever had the moments where you feel like, I don't feel like, even though I'm invited or whatnot, it doesn't feel welcomed, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, it's like, it doesn't feel genuine. It just feels like I'm just more guests, like the more merrier type guests.
Right.
Because you just need a whole lot of people there. It feel like, oh, come on by, you know, I'm having a party. It's like not that type of thing. It felt genuine.
Holidays,
yeah.
you know.
Like, and a lot of people don't feel like that. So it's like, again, that goes back to what you're saying, like, people just want to pretend to have a bunch of people run the holidays and blah, blah, blah. Like you're somebody important, whatever like that. And it's okay, good for you, whatever. But to some people, I also learned that a lot of people rather be alone for the holidays, you know? Like, and I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but people prefer to be by themselves. Like, that's how they can cope to get through this whole thing. And it's like, it's sad. To me, in my opinion, it's a sad thing because it's like, wow, like, it really gets to people a lot. Gets them down that they want to be alone.
I don't think it's sad.
No, it's not sad. I'm saying, in my opinion,
I know.
It's just like, wow, what happened for it to be like that? But if people prefer it that way and they're happy that way, I'm not knocking you. Like, you know, like, hey, it is what it is. People don't like people anyway. Like, so it's like,
the thing is, like, it's not. It's sad because what happened to them?
like, were y'all around? Did y'all used to be around people?
You know,
Was y'all always?
exactly.
Yeah, that's my point.
What happened that made you resort to this, or is
But if you always prefer it, even when you were around, if you always prefer it to be alone, then be my guest. Because sometimes it's like that. Like, we talk about when we was little, and how you had cousins and aunts and stuff, and you know how some kids just don't want to be in part of that family function. They'd rather be in their room through all that. They'd rather play their game. They don't want to be bothered because to them, maybe something personal happened. Maybe they just don't genuinely like their family, or they just don't like to be around people. They don't like that cold, big, crowded attention and you been nephew, niece, and the house school. Like, people just don't like that.
I mean, I was one of them people. I mean, you know, it didn't matter, like, even as the years, it's not just because bad stuff happened, because bad stuff didn't always happen, or it wasn't about arguments, or none of these. Like, I don't recall ever having a family get together where there was an argument or something that I remember. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's not even about that, or, you know, it never was bad. It was just that it's just like when you, and I mean, it's for everybody. I think everybody goes through it. So it's like, I try, what I do to remind myself also is like, not take certain stuff too personally, because it's like, everybody got these issues in their family. Everybody got family members they don't want to be around. Everybody just don't want to be around their family in general. Mm-hmm. They don't want to hear certain conversations. They don't like sitting there knowing that they got to say something.
And also, sorry, go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, you know, they don't want to sit there and like they got to say something. Mm-hmm. And they want to say it, but they don't. And It's like, everybody not good at hiding that, though. That's the thing. Like, you could be the person who, you know, you want to just blast and just have real talk, like, about everything that's going on in everybody's life. But everybody can't handle that conversation. It's like, everybody not good at hiding it. So it's like, you know, there's people who in your family, y'all family, our families, whatever, who, if we all sit with our family members and friends, some of us could just sit there and look perfectly fine, but the whole time we got a lot on our chest that we want to say, and a lot on our mind that we want to say, but we just don't say it. And there's people who can't function and just always look awkward and just stand out by themselves, or they don't joke, they don't play unless they like drunk or high or whatever, or somebody really gets their mood right, and they can't hide the fact that they don't want to be there.
So it's like, this is where go for family, where when a person gets like that, I just like, some family members needs to understand and not take that personal also. Like, if a person is not into all of that, stop using, oh, we family and this is the holidays and all that. Like, be understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, be understanding of that person, why they don't want to do that. Stop forcing it. Stop like gaslighting them. Stop making them feel guilty of the fact that they're not with the family, or they don't want to be part of it. Like, stop like doing that, because be understanding of the fact why they don't want to be around people, or they just not in the spirit of being around family, or simply they don't have nothing to talk about with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a waste of energy to go there and have nothing to talk about. Like, yeah, you could talk about school, how's life, that, but it's like, in reality, to dig a little deeper into it, it's like, do you really honestly care? Like, no, it's just a common thing to ask me just to have a conversation about, and that's boring. That gets old, so nobody wants to keep talking about that. Right. Which therefore, like, I don't want to be around. I don't want to come. Like, you know, families need to understand, like, be understanding of why a person don't want to be around. It has nothing, like, stop taking it personal. Like, they just genuinely don't want to be around. And it's like, stop thinking a person is mad at you, upset with you, whatever. Like, if I'm not around, if I ain't call y'all up, it's like I could be busy. Or it's like I got a lot going on. Or I just don't have the energy to talk.
I just don't have the energy. Just facts.
It's just genuine. It's just like...
It's like what?
Excuse me. No, I was just going to say, it's not... We're not speaking on our behalf. I feel like we speaking for a lot of people that's probably going through it as we speak.
The quiet people.
Or whatever. Like, yeah, the quiet people maybe. Or maybe it may be the what you call it? The life of the room probably feel like that also too. You never know.
The whole room feel like that.
Right.
It's time, we always laugh at, or who doesn't like a scene in a movie, where that one person, like we were just watching last holiday, good holiday movie. Never seen that movie before. I'm late as fuck.
I made him watch it.
Late as fuck. And, like that movie had a lot to do about values and like what's the holidays really about, what's family really about, what's life and working
and then not waste your time
and not wasting your time or your money
right
somewhere that you don't want to be, and even realizing that the place that you do want to be also ain't the place that you might really want to be when you finally get there.
Right.
There's a lot in that movie, but long story short, that movie has an epic scene where your main character, Queen Latifah, and many movies got scenes like this where that main character or somebody in the show tells the main character or somebody in the movie about themselves.
Yeah. Right.
And, at the same time, there's always a character in every movie, every show, that's like they're an asshole. And then somebody need to tell them about themselves, but they always got friends or family that back them up and whatnot. They have such a big ego that it's hard to get through them. And it just takes that one person and that one moment to crack them and just say it. And at the same time... And
it's like once that one person...
Everybody else starts
talking.
Known,
then everybody... express themselves more now that it's exposed how they really feel.
Yep. Because as we know, most people out here, we all think a lot of things about a lot of things. We just don't say it because society tells you not to say certain stuff. When you at work, when you with your family, even people among their own friends group, people they known for years, 10 years, 20 years, all their life, there's just things that they'll never say to or in front of their friends or their coworkers and such, just because of judgment or because they don't want to start no problems or, other people don't want certain things to be talked about.
Right.
But the quiet people who don't know why they feel how they feel during the holidays or during gatherings, and you don't know why it's always awkward and it's always a struggle. And then it's for the people who do know, but you may be struggling with the guilt, the shame
of why you
feel like that. And it's like you don't have to feel guilty or ashamed at any point about why you don't want to be somewhere.
Ever. At the end of the day, it's whoever feels like that, don't feel bad. Because you're not a villain. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. And if your family makes you feel guilty of being like that, they're the problem, not you. Because it's like you can feel however you want to feel. You can want to not be around it. You can want to just be distant. It's okay. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's okay. We're telling you it's okay. Because we do it. Like, mostly him. But I'm understanding why. You know what I'm saying? But still. We're here for the people that get judged and get talked about or get backlash or whatever about the fact that you're the opposite of why you don't care about holidays. And honestly, to wrap it up a little bit, that's what most of our videos is going to be about. So if it's like a trendy topic and you just happen to be that person that don't agree with certain things, we're here with you. Like, we got you. Well, we get your point. We understand. We're not judgmental. We're not like, oh, you shouldn't feel like we're not judging you of how you feel.
You're going to be judging some stuff.
With some stuff, don't get me wrong. Because if it's fucking common sense, really, like, that's it. But I'm even then, it's like we'll try to find a way to get your point, like, of why you did what you did, why you said what you said, why you feel what you feel. Like, like we always try to look at it at two perspectives, good and bad. So
last is for the people who, it's for the family members that wonder why a certain member is.
Yeah, so any family member that watches this,
that's not
understand
around.
why your niece, your nephew, your daughter, your son, aunts, uncles, or whoever
Why
that
aren't
don't
they there?
show up all the time,
Why
or
aren't they there?
why they not there. Exactly. Why are they not there?
That's
If our, you know, what we said helps, great. If we didn't, keep researching, keep looking up, keep like just do your research. But this is just a starter to let you know, like, these could be the reasons, and you gotta like take that in consideration. That's all. Like, don't take it personal. Like, take it in consideration because you're not them, and they are not you. So,
only way to answer that is just to say it, or say it, or just take yourself out. Mm-hmm. That's it for now.
That's it for now, man. I guess we can say Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. I guess thanks for watching.
We got
again.
TikTok. We got Instagram.
Yep. So subscribe if you care. If you don't, oh well. We're not looking to get rich here.
Too bad.
See ya.
Dab.